Hey folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. It is Monday, April 6th, and I want to start this video off like I do a lot and cry about the weather because it's been as hot as 94, and just a few days later we had a freeze and it got down to 31. And you've probably seen this video by now. I did pull a split in a nuke, and I hope they made it because I had ice on my windshield that morning. It was last Friday, so and it's been nice. So Saturday was cold. Sunday it warmed up a little bit, but I didn't get into the beehives Sunday, which was yesterday. But it's after work today on Monday, and I'm gonna see if I can do something real quick. Up at the house, we just laid our hose out where we want the sidewalk, and I know I need to do a video on the house. It's coming along, but I promise I'll get to it sometime. Like I said, I'm behind. So what I'm going to do today is over here on Hive 25. It's the one on that second bunch there at the right on the left. Doesn't have a honey super. I didn't super it up because it had some swarm cells in it when I inspected it on March 31st. So it's been a few days, and I want to see if those swarm cells are finished off and capped. Excuse me. And if they are, I'm going to pull some splits off of that. I got to be careful though, because there's some more cold weather projected towards end of the week. It's supposed to get down to 38, but I think that'll be all right. I got my double nuke box up here, so if I pull two, I will put them in this. And I just got this done this year. I had the boxes built for a while, but I finally got the entrance disc on there so you can rotate it to whatever you want. That's a little excluder there, and that keeps all bees in or out right there. And it's just a wide open opening here. So, and it's got a divider down the middle. You can see it's got another entrance here on the other side. So you can put two nukes in here, so 2 4-frames. I think it'd be pushing it to get 2 5-frames in that divider. So that's the plan. We're gonna go over here, pop the top, check those swarm cells, see if I can find the queen, because if I do, that'll depend on my plan, if I find the queen or not, how many swarm cells I find on each frame, if the swarm cells are finished or not. So let's get in there and see what we find. Okay, here are Hive 25. It's about an hour before sunset and it's cloudy. Looks like it could start sprinkling. So it's probably not a good time to go in a beehive. I got my full suit on today, and this isn't the strongest hive, but it did have some swarm cells. There's a few blank frames in here. So I'm gonna give them a little smoke down below. I already got a few bees coming at me here. We may call this one off early, we'll see. So I'm just going to crack this lid and get some smoke underneath there. I'm ready for defensive bees is kind of where I'm coming from today. Okay, you can probably see from the dark frames here that these 3 frames and this frame here are blank. So instead of going through frame by frame this time, like I did earlier in the season, I'm gonna pop the box off and lean it forward and look at the bottoms of all the frames at the same time. So you just kind of scoot it back and tilt it forward. And always make sure your center of gravity is behind the front of your hive. I'm telling you that from experience. If you want to see what happens, go back to my videos like last April and you'll see me almost lose one of these. Okay, you can't see much because all the bees are on here, but let me smoke them and see We'll see what it looks like. I'm seeing queen cells, I'm seeing uncapped ones still. Get you a close up of this. Okay, so there's an uncapped one. So here's a capped one here. There's two right here. That one and that one. Those are closed off. This one's been broken. So if you look down here, you will see where the bottom of that was and broke off. So this frame here, there's two, one, two. This frame here, we got one here that is capped and one here that's capped. That one may be okay there. I can't tell. And that one there is uncapped. Sometimes you can see a larva in there. I don't have my flashlight with me because I got my full suit on. Okay, so we got two good frames. We need to count them so we know where they're at when we pull them from the top. So that's 5 and 6 from the left. And we need to move this off. And I'm going to look for the queen in the bottom because that's where she was last time. And that way I won't mess with these up here for now. Just going to set this aside over here on our portable stand. And I'm going to get this spot right here ready with our double nuke. Okay, hopefully they make it easy on me and we can find this queen right off. Got us some capped honey here and a little bit of nectar and pollen. This is mostly a pollen frame. So the next one over we ought to be getting into some good brood. Looking for the queen. Here's capped brood. Okay, we got us some uncapped larvae on here, and I can't see in there because it's so dark, but I'm pretty sure there's eggs on the outsides of this. So we really need to look close on this frame here for our queen. Did not locate her on that one. These bees are actually behaving pretty nicely. There's a few buzzing me, but not too bad. Got some capped brood on here and uncapped out towards the edges, so it's likely she'll be on here. No luck. There's some rubber bands on these frames, so this was from a cutout I did from up the street. Well, there's lots of brood on that, capped brood. Well, she must be in that top hive, or top box. We'll check these next, at least go 2 more frames here. Yeah, they're starting to get a little worked up now. I wouldn't expect to see her out here, but she may have run over here trying to get away from me. Okay, we got a few frames to go through here. It shouldn't take long. That's just an empty frame with a lot of bees on there. No comb. They're probably working on drawing that out. Oh, don't sting me. Too late. Stung my glove. This is a hatched out brood pattern. See the little rainbow. All this is emerged and they're back filling it with nectar because there's not a honey super on there. So this one has an uncapped queen cell right there. Man, I really need to find that queen. It's possible she swarmed. I haven't seen any swarms yet. So this one is one that has our 2 swarm cells on it. 3, there's one up here in the middle. See that cell right there? That's another swarm cell that's up higher. I'm gonna go put this in the double nuke. Okay, I'm running into problems here. I haven't found my queen. I'm gonna go ahead and check this other frame here, but just to show you things don't go as planned. So I took this frame over to the double nuke, I lowered it in there, and the swarm cells touched the bottom. So that's not gonna work because the queen can't get out if she can't chew around the bottom and emerge out the bottom. So that one did have one on the side, but that's just no good. I could put a shim on that to raise it up, but then it won't be a double nuke because the divider doesn't go all the way to the bottom. So it's getting dark on me. If I don't find that queen here, if I do, I don't know what I'll do. But anyway, we need to do something fast because it's getting dark and get out of here. And it's so dark now, I can't hardly see what's going on. There's some capped brood here. Another thing, there's a few drones on this frame, or all the frames, and it's hard to spot a queen when there's drones walking around because your eye goes right to the bigger bee to look at it. Okay, this is the last chance right here. Gosh, I know she's just right here. Okay. Okay, I didn't spot the queen. Ugh. So plan B, I'm going to do sort of a 50-50 split on this. I got Hive 28 right there, the box is there and everything, and I'm just going to take this top part and put it there with these swarm cells, and I'll grab a frame or two from that bottom box, equal it out a little bit, and put a blank frame between these broods so they'll draw on it. And do a 50-50 split for now, and I'll come back later and see if I can figure out which box the queen's in, because I don't want the queen in this box for sure with all these swarm cells. I want her in that bottom box, so I probably missed her before because that's where most of the bees are. So let's get going on that. I'll try and video it. Hope it don't get too dark. Well, we got a few frames in here. Wow, that's good drawn out stuff. Wax moths didn't get it. Let's see, I'm just going to take this off. Let's see. I want to take huge swarms screen bottoms cover and put in here, because huge swarm don't need it. And this hive could use it. So I got a frame, it's got a little bit of A few bees here and some pollen. I should put that next to them. And I put that frame right next to this one that's got all that nice drawn empty comb on it. Well, I need an inner cover. Brick over the front of this and kind of reduce this entrance down. Help them with their warmth. Okay, there's our, sorry it's dark folks. There's our 50-50 split. Now I need to get this one put back together. So I'm going to put this empty frame between those brood frames down here. I'm just guessing that that's the spot. Okay, so there's a lesson to be learned here. Don't go off doing splits and making a video if you don't have enough time and it's going to get dark on you. So I was in a hurry and thought I could get it done. I think if I could have found that queen in the top, things would have worked on out. But then I did have the problem with my double nuke box. Doesn't have enough space for swarm cells. I should have saw that coming. So that's going to be better for pulling splits when you have a queen to put in there, and or if you have swarm cells that are up higher. So yeah, that's poor planning on my part. So hey, keeping it real here. I'm going to end this video because you probably can't even see me and all you hear is my voice. So be sure and hit a thumbs up if you would, even though this one kind of sucked. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.